We wrap it up with some coming attractions. All the stuff that's coming out that is new to see in theaters, on demand, and of course, all TV series. We got a lot, so we'll just pick out some of the ones that stand out here. What do you got, Zach?
Um, well, there's a Minecraft movie coming to theaters. Is it the Minecraft movie? Is it the
A
definitive
Minecraft
Minecraft?
movie.
Just a Minecraft. Okay, cool.
Hey, we said this. What's the complete unknown?
Yeah,
A real pain.
a real pain.
We're not leaving these. We are in the era of the A's at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah, none of us are. Oh, wait, the
a
reviews are in,
Fast and
Zach.
Furious.
The reviews are in.
5 stars says
Five
Letterboxd.
stars all the way.
Yeah,
I'd rather have you tell me, is the friend going to be worth it? I have a dog. You have a dog.
yeah. I love a dog. And I think if you love a dog, you might like The Friend. It's a pretty like charming literary version of a familiar sort of like dog centric comedy. I've said it's like the literary Marley and Me. It's a little treacly and a little sappy, but also like sweet and will tug at your heartstrings. I don't know if I loved the last ending note it was on, but it's also got this incredible Great Dane performance, like generally one of the funniest movie dogs. So shout out Bing, the dog, who you can also follow on Instagram.
Decent.
But yeah, I'd check out The Friend.
All right. We also got Freaky Tales from Sundance that honestly took a couple of years to kind of get out here, but it's an
Yeah.
anthology movie that I'm sure people are going to find really fun. A lot of people did out of the theater. I'm a little bit on the lower half, but nonetheless, still a good time with really big stars: Pedro Pascal, Jay Ellis,
Yeah.
Ben Mendelsohn, and it gets goofy a little bit, but
Yeah.
that'll be out
Kind of all
soon
over
in
the place,
theaters.
but also not the worst.
Kind of what they want. I got a link for this one. You said you did catch A Nice Indian Boy?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty like charming, low key romantic comedy with uh, Karan Soni and Jonathan Groff. I don't know. It's a really cool, or it's more to me than even a romantic comedy, a film about coming to terms with your family, right? Like it's
Ooh.
like a family drama of sorts about differing perspectives and views.
And I'll be honest, he already did this very well. You'll remember this movie. 7 Days.
Yeah,
All right, let's do it.
with our girl as well in that one.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm interested in this one.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
liked
also
it.
saw Jonathan Groff's got that show with, not Jonathan Groff. Look at me. I'm so, not Jonathan Groff. Blue Collar's got a show. Never mind. It's not Jonathan
Oh,
Groff.
okay.
But I'm looking forward to this one. I'm excited
Yeah.
for this. And then Drop that came out of.
Yeah, the weekend of April 11th, we got the Amateur Drop and Warfare, but I know you're most excited for the King of Kings.
I don't understand why this has the cast it does. There is no reason that we have
Oscar
a debut
Isaac. Yeah.
director from overseas directing a movie about the Bible starring Oscar Isaac. Keep going.
Kenneth Branagh
As who?
Uma Thurman
As Charles Dickens.
as Charles Dickens of all people.
Pierce Brosnan, Pontius
Brosnan.
Pilate, though, that's kind of elevator right there. I kind of
Yeah, you like that?
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. I don't know who
Forrest
this person
Whitaker,
is.
Ben
Forrest Whitaker?
Kingsley, Mark Hamill.
King Herod's the one who cuts the babies. And then Ava Sanger as Mary Dickens. Sure, why not? We get one of these every year. Someone should have a list. You know, they put on, what am I missing on this list?
Right.
There is a list to be made from these Christian films that have like Jesus projects, maybe. No,
There you
there's
go.
like you know what I'm talking about? That animated
Yeah.
genre of like Christian movies that nobody watches that have way too big stars, and nobody questions why they got roped in.
Right.
King of Kings at a theater near for your church. Look, on that weekend, I'm going for Drop. I think it looks pretty interesting. I also think this man from It Ends With Us looks like Morgan Wallen, but less
Right.
less Morgan Wallen-ish. The big one, though, is what everyone has been reviewing. Have you reviewed it yet? You're not supposed to watch it, Zach.
Unfortunately,
like
no,
Civil
I haven't had the
War.
chance, but I am curious about the new Alex Garland Warfare.
I'm ready for it. I think it's going to be just as visceral as Civil War. And from what it looks like, not as much, but a little less divisive
Yeah,
than what Civil War was.
for sure. Um, yeah, I'm curious because I think the trailer dropped and a lot of people were like, "This looks like war propaganda," and then predictably, some people saw it and were like, "Oh, this isn't really war propaganda."
Connor, shout out Connor in the chat, and screw Connor in the chat, making me come back to King of Kings, but he had a little fun fact right here. Director of King of Kings did the VFX for some Park Chan-wook
Oh,
movies. Literally, I
wow.
can't think of a better director who has done VFX like he's done in Decision to Leave effortlessly.
Huh.
So what the heck is this, bro? Oh, he also
Yeah, I
said
don't
Save
know.
the Green Planet, aka the original movie for Yorgos Lanthimos Begonia. I don't know, maybe he could VFX a good movie into this because the trailer didn't look that crazy. But
Yeah.
thank you and screw you, Connor, for that piece of trivia. I'm gonna stick to Warfare for that week, dude. I think that's gonna be the biggest drop.
Yeah, that's the one I'm most excited to see. But I do want to see Drop. Christopher Landon always makes movies that entertain
Amanda
me.
said it was
And
fun. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and honestly, I don't know. I kind of feel like The Amateur might be okay.
Let me pull that one up over here. I'm just done with the trailer.
Yeah,
I
it,
I
it
can't
is
handle that trailer no more,
it is the new Speak No Evil trailer or
bro.
something.
You know what the thing is? Is that to me, I looked up and I saw John Berthon, the accountant. Looked down, sipped my drink, didn't realize time passed. Looked up, I thought I was still watching the accountant trailer. I wasn't watching the accountant trailer. I looked down, I looked back up. Whatever his third movie, is he in F1? What is he in, bro? I
I don't
saw
know.
three John Bernthal things back to back to back, and I
Daredevil?
was like, this man, I kid you not, can be recut into a movie where it's the same. Punisher, probably, from Daredevil.
Right.
Punisher from Daredevil. They are all the same character. And I don't mind because it's my boy John Bernthal, but I thought that was kind
Exactly.
of funny. He's
He
got a
does
lot
it
coming
well.
out. Right after that, on that week, another big week. I'm a little concerned for the
Yeah,
IMAX.
April
We don't have
18th.
Yoko Ono on here because I think that was a doc.
Right.
Warfare is splitting. I should probably go back to Warfare a bit. Warfare is splitting the IMAX with Yoko Ono.
Huh. Not a lot of screenings then.
So they're going to have to split it. And then Sinners comes in. I think WB got him the deal. He then takes over the IMAX.
Yeah.
So Sinners will be the big one coming out that week. Would you mark it over here, Sinners? April 18th. So the big midway one to watch. And it's 1/9, so you don't have to do this fancy IMAX, but I'm all in. American
Yeah.
Vampire looking adaptation. You know what? Ryan Coogler, let me add him to my rankings. What am I talking about?
There you go,
I
man.
knew I was missing someone. I'm all in for this, bro.
Hell
Easy in.
yeah.
Did you see the Shrouds?
I did, yeah. Did you see the latest from Cronenberg?
No, I want to so bad. They
Yeah.
have, for those of you who are going to be at the music box, I got Cubs games, but he's going to be there for 2 days,
Oh,
and
damn.
I can't make it. I'm trying to Mr. Fantastic myself or something, make a copy of me, but I want to see it with him at the music box so bad because
Mickey
from what
send
I
Mickey
know,
18.
he did a what's it called? The movie's supposed to be dedicated to his wife who passed, no?
Yeah, yeah. And it is a exploration of grief as only someone like Cronenberg can too, which is like
That
a
intrigues me.
film that is like a bit necrophilic and horny while
I am
being
unintrigued
like
now.
while being really
Damn,
like
okay, I did not know what
funny
this movie was
and
about.
unexpected. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's a really cool movie.
Okay. Look, I've heard so many different things, and as wacky as it can get as crazy, I feel like there's a heart to it. And I've heard him talk about it. I mean, look at Vincent Castle and don't tell me that Vincent Castle didn't just
Don't
get
look
that
exactly
right.
like him. Yeah.
And that's usually when people are cooking. And if people feel a way about it, it makes me think, dang, you got into something that people don't dislike. It just made them feel uncomfortable,
Yeah, I
right?
mean, this is a movie that I caught at New York Film Festival at 10 in the morning, which I would say is not the best time to catch a movie like The Shrouds. So
At
I'm
2
eager to
hours,
revisit
too?
it. Yeah, I'm eager to revisit it, but it is a film full of really, really fascinating ideas and some really cool performances as well.
All right. Looking forward to it, even with the
Yeah.
mixed stuff. For sure, for sure. The one I got for you because you've been becoming a horror fan little by little, especially when they come out at Sundance, especially when they're picked
Yeah.
up by
Yeah.
IFC Shutter, which I think this is IFC Shutter. It's good. This is the ugly,
Ugly
stepsister
Stepsister? Yeah.
doing a flip on the Cinderella story, taking a little bit from the Grimm stories and what they did. And if you know anything about how that's way different than the Disney
Disney
version,
yeah.
just know they go above and beyond here. I think this is a great horror movie. I even think, the subject matter and what they're talking about is really interesting. I think they have something to say. It's also just funny, and everything's a substance now, right? So I have to do a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Cinderella substance if you want to see it that way, because of what the ugly stepsister, the bad person in the story, is willing to do to be better than Cinderella. I liked it. Sundance pick coming out of their midnight section that I think is worth the watch, and we follow that up on that same weekend with The Accountant 2.
There we go. Bernthal-thon.
Just Amanda, right?
Yeah, just Amanda caught this one, unfortunately. So
Okay. Yeah,
we'll
this
have to
one's
wait.
coming out towards the end, but how you feeling?
I don't know, man. I kind of enjoyed the first Accountant. I don't really see a reason for this one to exist, but I also feel like it'll be decently entertaining. I mean, look, you just saw David Ayer's A Working Man. I feel like it's at least going to be on the level of that.
It has to, bare minimum. So I'm hoping.
Yeah.
It seems people are liking it.
Yeah.
That's what I expect from a movie like this. That's what, you know what that is right there? That's the working man's middle finger, Zach. Accountant 2, same director, Gavin O'Connor, pushing at 2 hours. Damn. That'll be coming out towards the end of April, alongside Ochi, which kept getting pushed back. We got some screeners I've been getting emailed about, and yeah, I'm still intrigued.
Looks intriguing.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Still intrigued.
Yeah, I think people weren't like wowed by this one at Sundance, but I don't know. It seems like a fun world, beautifully designed.
Exact same thing.
Yeah.
Some of these other ones over here, I think they may have linked a little weird, but I saw you put up Havoc, which I have not read the synopsis. I saw him.
Yeah.
And I saw my man. I don't need to.
Tom Hardy, Gareth Evans, sold.
Yeah. Raid 2, all that good stuff. I'm in all the way. I don't need to know anything else. I just need a ticket. So, do you know something that I need to add? Because that's more than enough for me. If you need to,
that's all I needed to.
This is the first time I'm seeing Forrest Whitaker and Timothy Oliphant in this bit. Like, I don't need to know anything else. Yeah. Outside of that one, I think this one kind of mislinked, but you did like this one out of Sundance, Wedding Banquet.
Yeah, I thought the latest from Andrew On, which is the remake of the Ang Lee movie, was like quite delightful, and we do have a review of this on our channel where Amanda did not express such positive opinions about it. Yeah,
when they say forever hold your peace, they had stuff to say.
I think you and I at least found a lot to laugh at with this movie.
I enjoyed it. There were moments in there that I thought were really funny. It's a little bit more jumbled up for me, but I think that's actually going to be what's going to connect to some people. Even though I do miss the old Andrew On, I want that
driveways. Yeah.
Any other picks over here before we move on to the TV selections?
I know you were really pushing me to try and catch April, which I haven't had a chance to catch up with yet.
That's right.
At the end of the month, April 25th. But April in April will be available.
Now that we were talking about the pit, I'm very curious how you compare the scene, considering that this is like a double feature to do with the girl with the needle. If you know,
right,
you already know. A little bit more experimental. Oh, when we were telling me about Taylor. I read his review before going in, and he prepped me. This is gonna be slow, and I said, "Thank you, Taylor. Let me know everything that I needed to." I don't want to not recommend this movie, but it's understanding. Like, don't just see a 4-star and go. See a 4-star and understand what it is. You know,
right?
I 4-starred it because it says OBGYN there. I'm assuming some of you ain't gonna willy nilly get a ticket. This is a heavy watch. It is a heavy and also almost, I don't say experimental, but artsy view at it of what this woman is dealing with when nobody else wants to help the people in this town.
Yeah, I mean, it does have like some docu-fiction elements to it, right? Like places where you can't tell how they're faking parts of it.
I don't even know how to describe what I saw, but that's why I want to compare it to medical things that happen in the pit. And more than that, I'm curious your thoughts because I know we share a similar thing when things are very slow and they don't have a purpose. And I had compared this very, very, very different movie, but to the number one movie of all time, according to Sight and
Jean
Sound,
Dillman, yeah.
That it's more so like with a purpose as much as it is just to like, you know, it's just with a purpose. And I think that's the closest one I can talk to compared to what the main character is going through. So
cool.
Good stuff out there. Wait, Magic Farm's coming out? Actually, that's a good pick. Magic Farm, I need to give a shout out because there are preview screenings happening.
Ooh.
At Mubi Fest. Have you heard?
No, I haven't seen Movie Fest.
Zach,
What's the lineup?
Got my tickets to Movie Fest.
Whoa.
Pavements. And
Hell
he's
yeah.
gonna be there for a Q&A. I had no idea this was gonna be
ARP.
bigger than I thought. April 26th and 27th. You can see right there for those of you who may be in these other places. It's very rare, Zach knows, for Chicago to be the one city. They chose Chicago. I don't know why, Zach, but we have
Well,
a salt shed. What's up?
well, what looks cool is it looks like they're doing Mubi Fest in all these different cities, but like throughout the year.
Yeah,
So like they'll be in Mexico City in July. They'll be in Berlin in October. They'll be in Rome in November.
but why are we the only ones who get it?
I don't know. At least in
Uh,
America, right?
exactly. We're the only ones. Don't get me. I'm excited, but at the same time, now I'll always be the first to be like, why are we in Chicago? And why are we the only ones getting it in Chicago? I want y'all to get this
Yeah.
too. This is an interesting film festival, as you can see right there, where you can get a pass for the day, or you can pick specific showings. Either way, in between showings, they have like a carnival. They have things for you to buy, a bookstore, a record
Yo,
store, and performances, bro. 70 millimeter inherent. I know. I know.
not just that, but the 4K restoration of The
The
Fall as
fall
well.
with
They're saying with
special guests.
special guests. That's got to be tarsome, no?
It's got to be. Or, well, maybe what's
Lee
his name?
Pace?
The actor. Yeah.
Yeah.
These are some of the other ones that are playing there. Like you see right there, the movie market. They're doing it at the music box, but it's the salt shed that I'm very curious. That is our Mortem salt shed that was used for salt and transformed into a concert venue that they're now hosting
Yeah,
film
I
festivals in.
remember driving by it last time I was in
I've
Chicago.
been
You were
telling you, I
telling
was
me.
like, dude, we
Yeah.
need to go to one. Yeah. So I'm not seeing a concert, but I'll be seeing a movie about music there. And hope to run into some of y'all there. April 26th, 27th at the
Very
Music
cool.
Box.
Nice, nice, nice. Always a fan of
And they're
new
playing
festivals
Magic Mark,
popping up.
which is exactly why I had to mention it there.
There we
So if you
go.
guys need to
Yeah,
see
one of the movies we can't stop laughing about out of Sundance, even if it
Sticky.
was a bit of a
Good.
mixed bag. Sticky, yeah.
Some of the TV shows. You have one coming out of FX called Dying for Sex.
Yeah, this stars your girl Michelle Williams, and I just feel like FX is pretty solid in terms of their limited series. So if they're putting out one that has talent like Michelle Williams and I guess Jenny Slate is involved as well, I'm intrigued.
Interesting. Look, I'm not falling for this one over here because they keep putting these trailers out there, but shout out Martin.
Scorsese getting that Fox Nation bag, I guess.
The Fox Nation bag, bro. Speaking of Fox, or I should say FX, how behind are you on Handmaid's Tale as it wraps?
About 4 seasons behind.
Oh, four. I am also behind as well, so
Yeah.
we got a lot to catch up on there, but obviously at the
Yeah, it'll be back for a final season, which I thought it did already, but I guess now it's final for real on April 8th.
final season. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Crazy
But I didn't
thing
realize this other one that we saw at South by was also coming out so soon.
and it's coming out to what I thought would have been a different streaming service. I thought it was very HBO-ish. Turns out Prime picked this one up called Spy High about a kid who used to go to a school where he was accused of selling drugs. And then he went, how did you even find that out? It turns out it was through a computer system that they gave to the kids where they were taking pictures of him and more students.
Through their webcams.
It's a really intriguing story. I think
Yeah.
you and I only felt that the episodes were kind of repetitive. They could have easily trimmed it down a bit. But it's obviously one of those where it's like you're following the kid and you're also like, kid, you also have some lies coming with you. And in the final episode, they get into like who this kid became, and it's really intriguing. I can see this becoming a movie someday as they adapt it into a narrative.
Yeah, I could totally see that. I mean, it'd be a great part for like a future Jason Schwartzman in Rushmore or something like that to get. Any other of the TV picks pop out to you? Because there's a lot of interesting and some more peculiar stuff coming later
give
in
my
April.
Thumbs up. I'm going with Black Mirror. Always got to go Black Mirror for their season 7. I think they got a good cast. We'll see what they come up with, even when it's a mixed bag.
Mm-hmm.
They're still entertaining to watch.
Yeah. And on the same day, you can watch Pop the Balloon on Netflix.
Whatever that may be. I did catch an episode of this one over on Apple, Your Friends and Neighbors, where John Hamm plays a guy who is pretty rich. But when he falls on hard times and his partner divorces him and all that stuff starts crumbling around, turns out when you look like John Hamm, you can just take whatever you want from your friends and neighbors. Interesting story. I've been liking it so far.
Yeah, he sort of like turns to like robbing his community to stay afloat, and it's an interesting story. John Hamm, of course, star of Mad Men, so one of TV's great actors, and Apple has a lot of belief in this show. They already have renewed it for a season 2 before its April 11th premiere, which
Oh,
they don't always do. So might be a big hit for them, hopefully.
that's a big deal. I'll go back a
Yeah.
little bit because I don't want to disrespect the stuff you're really anticipating, especially when you became such good friends with the security guard for G20.
Look, Viola Davis is back on TV, right?
I like Viola Davis too. What the hell is this? And technically, it's a
I don't know.
movie for Prime. I also thought it was going to be like a show because they were
Oh,
pushing
it's
all
a movie?
shows.
I thought it was a show.
Dude, new original movie.
Oh, okay.
Um, why?
Viola Davis plays the president, but also apparently kicks ass. I don't know.
Does this not look like a fake poster to a movie?
It's yeah, absolutely.
What are we doing?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, that's how I feel
outside of
about most things that go to Prime, but that's another story.
that's another
Um,
story right there.
yeah. So that G20 is on April 10th. Your Friends and Neighbors is April 11th. Then April 13th, we get Last of Us season 2.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Highly
I'm
anticipating
excited.
that. Yeah. And then another show that we love is also coming back that weekend. Hacks is coming back on April
When did they
15th.
film this, bro.
I
This
don't
snuck
know.
up on me.
Wait, why does
I'm
that
not
poster say
complaining.
May 2nd? I thought it was April 15th. Maybe I'm wrong? Or is that the last season?
It could be
That's
the
the
last
third
season.
season.
It
Yeah.
could be last season. I'll double check over here, but
Yeah.
no, it's on the horizon. I was surprised. Does it automatically tell me?
Yeah,
Fine.
it's one of those ones where they started showing trailers for it. It's
No,
like,
you're set. April 10th,
already?
right there. Yeah,
There we
April
go.
10th. Dude, this is. I'm never complaining, but I'm excited
Yeah.
for that one. One I didn't get too into either. We had so many Apple shows coming out of South by. Here's another one.
Yeah, Government Cheese. I don't know. It's kind of interesting setup. David Oyelowo was pretty good in it, but the series hasn't really like found its groove for me yet. I'm a couple
All right.
episodes in.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get in
Um,
there. We'll finish
yeah,
it up.
the
your
one
pick.
the series I'm most anticipating in April,
Of course.
though, The Rehearsal season 2. Nathan Fielder back on 420.
Back on that BS is what he's on. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be so fun.
I don't know. what
And
he's
then
gonna
for
do,
the
but I know
Star
he's gonna
Wars
pull
heads out
something.
there, we're getting more Andor on April 22nd.
Yeah, I had to catch up on the first one. I've heard good things. I've heard good things. I don't
Yeah,
wanna hold the
one of
Star
those
Wars
ones that
against
slipped
it.
through the cracks for me.
Yeah, but
Do you
if it gets
do you hear
delivered,
that
I'm
they're
down.
releasing 3 episodes a week, 4 weeks in a row for Andor? Yeah, it's gonna be 12 episodes over the course of 4 weeks. It's a
Interesting.
lot. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I feel like if I
We'll see how that
loved
goes. Yeah,
Andor,
we'll see how
that'd
that goes out.
be great.
Maybe.
Like it's not quite a binge release, but it gives you enough that you're not like hungry for 5 days of the week.
Yeah, we'll see how they roll that out. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
interesting to do it for a season 2 as well to switch it up. All right.
Yeah,
You hear how they're doing the final season to you?
I don't.
It's gonna be all crap. Final season to you after the last one, which I did not like at all, is to me, as it says right there, them being on their last breath. They
Yeah.
have stretched this out then.
Yeah, it did not exactly feel like a premise that should last that long to me, but I haven't
You
stuck
all-
with it.
at
You
this
have?
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I sadly stuck through with it way too long, and now I'm committed, and I have to finish it April 24th, only on Netflix. But that is all of the new to see coming out to theaters, streaming, all that good stuff. But Zach,
Whew.
take it away with what picks you actually would recommend.
Well, I got a couple picks here. A documentary, a movie, and then a TV show. So I'm all over the place. I'm starting with the documentary, which is currently in theaters. I want to bring up Secret Mall Apartment, which we first saw at last year's South by Southwest. This is a new documentary from Jeremy Workman, who has made some stuff that we liked in the past, like Lily Topples the World. I really
South by
like this one. Yeah, I really like this one, though, which tells the story of this group of artists who find a sort of dead space in their mall and build a secret apartment there. And what sort of starts is like a bit of like pranksterdom and youthful exuberance becomes sort of this interesting statement on art and like the purpose of art and the ideas of challenging thought and provoking interesting ideas within you. I think there's like a lot of fascinating discussions had in this documentary that starts with a really intriguing impetus.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
I also really like this one. Jesse Eisenberg is producer on it, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping they're able to roll this out because this is one of the first ones we caught when they sent us a screener. Shout out the
Mhm.
PR team, and we really liked it. You broke it down perfectly. Then all you got to
Yeah.
do is go watch it because it's interesting to see how much footage they're able to piece together because they had the guy filming it all.
Exactly.
Really good
Yeah.
doc.
Some of the footage they have is really, really incredible.
It makes
I
me want to
also
record
really
everything.
also really liked out of last year's South by Southwest, another winner from South by Southwest. Bob Trevino Likes It. This is a really delightful story with your guy, John Leguizamo, and Barbie
Oh boy.
Ferreira as a pair of people who meet by chance through a interaction on social media and just a simple little Facebook like, and develop a sort of found family relationship and become each other's emotional support friend. Just a really delightful movie. I honestly got sick of myself because I kept going "aw" while watching it, but it just sort of is the kind of movie that elicits that kind of reaction. It
Fair.
warms your heart, it warms your spirit, it will lift you up, and it'll probably make you laugh a little bit too. So Bob Trevino Likes It. I liked it too.
Nice.
Yeah. And then my last pick is the return of Danny McBride's incredible show, The Righteous Gemstones, back for its fourth and final season. We were watching a little bit of one of the episodes at South by Southwest because this season started with a sort of standalone episode telling the story of the early Gemstones with Bradley Cooper
Fascinating.
as Elijah Gemstone. It's a show that is unafraid to take some really big swings and make some hilarious choices for their characters. I think the cast is pound for pound one of the funniest on TV right now, and I'm just really excited to spend more time in this world before it all goes away.
It's gonna be good. I'm
Yeah.
very excited to catch up on it because the cameos I've seen from where I've caught up
Yeah.
have been ridiculous. I would have never expected certain brothers to show up either. The show delivers on all cylinders there, so
Yeah, it's
that's definitely
great.
one to catch up on HBO, which you've also had so many other stuff. The Pit, other stuff that we have mentioned on here.
And still the Kings.
I'm starting mine off with two docs from the same man. Questlove made a 50 years of SNL music. Zach texts me. He goes, "You're about to see the most incredible montage you've ever seen in the intro." He
Yeah.
downplayed it. This thing is otherworldly.
Yeah.
Unbelievable how to condense all these years of music. The work it must have taken to archive everything, and the rhythm that could only come from these two. Hodge Rodriguez was edited and worked on so much stuff as well. Profound documentary. Out of everything that the 50 years of SNL produced, I think second would be the show where they all talked about the auditions.
Right. That was a great
Third,
one.
yeah, that was a great one. Third would probably be the show, and then the Radio City Music Hall was also cool. But they had like so much stuff that came out. This was the cream of the crop for me.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you just got to check it out. It's a beautiful edit. It's a beautiful story, and the way they cover so much, they really don't have a problem getting into the nitty gritty of things. You could argue that my only half star is that there are times where SNL pretends like, yeah, we didn't stop the stuff that they got for doing it, but we allowed them to, so we kind of get credit. And almost like the way they do that is kind of the SNL thing, that they will always
Mhm.
have someone on no matter what it is, even when they're the ones who get got by whatever celebrity decided to go rogue.
Yeah.
Fascinating doc. One of my favorites of the year.
Yeah,
Give it a
I'm
watch
sure
over
you
on
loved the
Peacock.
whole section about Kanye. I think that was really interesting, especially how he pushed the show to change the way they visually presented a lot of the performances. But the thing about this is that while SNL is obviously like mostly known for its comedy and the comedians they've produced, they also just have this knack of catching performers like right when they're often at their most interesting. And just to have that pull, that roster to pull from,
You
you
get
just have so much
Adele?
history. Yeah, there's so much history, music history that's
I didn't
happened
even
on this
realize. Yeah,
comedy show.
I like it. I like
Yeah,
that it talked about the ups and downs, and it's definitely one to add on your radar. 50
yeah,
years of SNL music, or is it of music in SNL? So I'm like,
yeah.
it just starts with the ladies and gentlemen, and I gotta double it up there. Watch that one over on Peacock, and then head on over to see the other one from Questlove on Hulu, Sly Lives, aka The Burden of Black Genius. A very good documentary talking about Sly and the influences that he had, but also the troubles that he went through as an individual. And again, Questlove doing what he does best, showing you the ins and outs of a story. Hey, Zach, turns out you can cover someone even if they do things that make you go, ah, the main character is not that great. That's
Right.
life. That's art. And I like how he shows the burdens that he had to go through and the mistakes that he made along the way as well. Not justifying them, but showing what happens when you're a genius, literally breaking bounds that nobody else knew with everything else on you. Sly Lives, incredible doc. We had that, Her even did that one documentary at
Yeah.
South by for, I'm blanking on who it was.
Curtis Mayfield.
Curtis Mayfield, thank you. And it's interesting to see artists make documentaries on other artists.
Right.
So I've been really enjoying that, and Questlove is the best without a doubt. Outside of that, I'd do it to them. Ballad of Wallace Island. Y'all gotta go out and support this movie. The music box is showing it too. I actually got you something, Zach.
Oh shit.
Ballad of Wallace Island mini posters for you.
Ooh.
I love this movie. It's such a good movie. I've always said, to me, a really stand-up movie that I would recommend is one where even if you don't love it as much as I do, I hope you're not bored by it, that you still enjoy something of it. And I think that there's something in here for most people who go out to the theater. I haven't seen the short yet, but I got the short pulled up that it's
Nice.
based off of. And it's crazy to see that our boy, Tom, right? Herb Maguire, was
Yeah.
in, what did he just appear on? Why is he not even on? No, wrong.
Oh, not Tom.
He's
It's
Tim Key, my
Tim.
bad.
He was in Mickey.
Mickey 17.
Yeah.
So,
That was a fun little cameo for us.
and he was also good in Wicked Little Letters, but to me, he was just like a character actor. It isn't until I saw him
Yeah.
in the main that I'm like,
Now
I
he's
hope
your
you finally
favorite.
see- yeah, I like him a lot. So Ballad of Wallace Island getting its wide release everywhere this weekend. And then if you want to stay at home, I got to double that up for the studio. What I truly, truly consider one of the best shows that I've seen in a minute. It
Oh,
felt
yeah.
like a jolt of lightning to see people cover stuff like that. I'm laughing because the trailer that just autoplayed right here. Get this to autoplay. That scene where they're test screening the Anthony Mackie movie is so funny.
Mm-hmm.
I need to cut this up for memes, gifs, and everything, and I hope people really, really like an upcoming episode.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is,
bit of
people
a
are
drive.
responding to this so much that I'm starting to feel possessive over Seth Rogen. It's like, where were you all during An American Pickle?
You're actually right, bro, because I saw some people even saying that they felt, no, that he doesn't fit it. I was like, no, he fits it actually pretty perfectly.
Yeah.
But yeah, running those back over here, I've got the studio, I've got Ballad, I've got two docs for you, Sly Lives, and ladies and gentlemen, 50 years of music. Zach Scott.
I've got Secret Mall Apartment, another doc. Bob Trevino Likes It, a sweet indie comedy, and The Righteous Gemstones, a hilarious show from Danny McBride.
All good stuff.